Hello everyone. I am so excited to be here with you. I hope some of you are going to be able to hop on live, but if not and you catch the replay, that is totally fine. I'm going to take just a minute and go ahead and introduce myself. If you have been invited here, you're probably a woman in business, or maybe somebody who is aspiring to start a small business. You could be a blogger, a network marketer, any of those types of things. But I want to just personally take a minute and say welcome. I'm so glad that you're here to be learning with us and give you a quick introduction about myself, what we're going to be learning about, what we're going to be talking about, what you can expect from me, and why you should even listen to me, right? Because I have been so guilty of spending money on trainings and all these other things and not getting anything tangible back out of that. And I can't stand it. It's like a big pet peeve of mine. So if you are hopping on, would you say hello? Tell me where you are tuning in from. I would love to know. And what I'm going to do, hey Jen, is introduce myself. Like, my name is Sandra Hudson. I'm a wife. I am a mom of 2 school-age children. I have been in network marketing and social selling for about the past 6 years. I've done a variety of companies. I've looked at a lot of comp plans. I've looked at a lot of the things that make up a good company. But just know you do not have to be in network marketing to be in this group. It is for any women in business who just need to learn how to master social selling for their products, services, or anything like that. So I have always had it in me. I want to say I am a serial entrepreneur because I just have that business bone in my body. And if you are also an entrepreneur, you probably get me when I say this. Like, yes, I've done network marketing, but I've also done a lot of other things. My husband and I did a podcast together. I am a blogger. That was a huge dream of mine, was to start a blog, but not only start a blog, but have a profitable blog, which is what I'm making my dreams come true now. And in doing all those things, I've learned I love content creation. I love to create content. I love content strategies. I love SEO and analytics. Like, I'm so weird about stuff like that, but I love the details because those are measurable things that you can look at and see if your content and what you're putting out there is actually yielding results. Because if you're just throwing stuff out there, nobody likes it, nobody comments, nobody responds. Like, how is that helping your business? And how is that helping your personal reputation? It's not. So I want to help. First of all, network marketing has a really bad stigma behind it because still so many people are doing things old school. So I want to help you, bring you up to date with modern marketing for the 2021, but simplify it for you. I want to give you the strategies. I want to give you simple, practical tips that you can incorporate from day one and start seeing a change, because there is a right way and there's a wrong way to do it. So some people only want a side hustle to do something on the side and earn a couple of extra $100. That's fine. You can still use social media for that. However, if you want to make an impact, if you want to make more income, then take what I'm going to be giving you free in this group and use it. Feel free to use this community group as a sounding board. We're here to support one another. We are all women in some sort of a business here. Let's lift each other up. There is no competition. It's community over competition because, yes, I'm in a beauty business and I also do this coaching on the side, which just launched as another dream of mine, because I truly love to help other women. I want other women to succeed, and I don't care if you're in my company, if you are a fitness coach, if you are an aspiring book author. Like, none of that matters to me because I feel like we can accomplish more and learn from each other if we do it together. So there is no competition when it comes to me. I will, however, say, since I've done a lot of different things for businesses, I have learned a lot. A lot of that's been from trial and error and a lot of failures. But I want to pass on those things specifically that I've learned to you so that it doesn't take you as long to correct that mistake, if that makes sense. So yeah, I want to support other women, and I want to give you the practical steps to do that and take your social media to the next level. Because social media is such a huge blessing to people in business. But if you don't know how to utilize the tool correctly, then you're probably wondering, like, I don't get it. Social media does absolutely nothing to my business. So no, you're not alone, because most people feel that way too. So if you're ready to make some changes, I'm ready to help you get there. Hey, Makiva, thank you for joining. Okay, so one thing that we're going to talk about tonight, I'm going to try to do scheduled live training at least every week, so you know what we're going to be talking about. Feel free to ask questions on this video, ask questions in the group. Like I said, I want this to be a supported place where we can all learn from one another. And so we're talking about how to talk about your business without selling your business. So if you're watching this now, or if you're watching the replay, I want to know, tell me, do you have a Facebook group for your business? We call them VIP groups. Just a group where you talk about your products in this group. Do you have one of those? Because I am all about some Facebook groups, but there has recently been a change with the way that Facebook is pushing out content to people. So even if you have built a Facebook group, a lot of people aren't seeing the stuff. There's tips and tricks that I'm going to give you to do this. But let's talk about the biggest thing that people miss in any kind of a small business, specifically network marketing, that they don't want to do. You have to talk about yourself and relate it to your potential customer or client. So what do I mean by that? Every product that you sell, every service that you sell, think about how it can solve a problem for your consumer. If you are constantly a consistent person in your business posting, but you aren't seeing the likes, you're not seeing the comments, people don't ask questions, you're not delivering content in a way that is consumable for your audience. So this is going to sound counterproductive, but I have this little worksheet here, and I'm going to give it to each one of you. I'm going to post it in this group. I want us to all do this together. It is content categories. So you're going to fill this out, and it's going to help you come up with a content strategy. So if you do not have a VIP group, I'm going to highly suggest that you create one, and you might actually end up seeing better results since you're creating it, because you don't want to just fill it with random people. You don't want to send out invites to random people, because you want it to be higher quality people who are in there that are actually interested in what you stand for, what your mission is. You don't just want to invite hundreds of people who aren't ever going to engage, who aren't interested, because all it does is annoy them, and it makes you feel bad because you feel like you've done something wrong, that nobody wants your product or service, and it's just not the case. It's just not marketed correctly. So in this content category, how many of y'all have ever heard the terminology brand yourself? A lot of people kind of throw that term around, but they don't really know what that means. So I'm going to challenge you to think beyond a personal brand for yourself. It's not a pretty color scheme, and it's not a cute font that you do your graphics in. Yes, that goes along with a brand, but that is not what you need to be worried about. What you need to be worrying about is these content categories that I'm going to give you. So, like I said, it sounds counterproductive, but when you start talking more about yourself and talk about more about things that people can relate to, your sales will skyrocket from that. And here's the reasons why, the psychology behind it. How many of you have heard people buy from those who they know, like, and trust? If they don't ever get to know you, if you don't have any commonality, if you don't share the things with them that you can create a bond over, or if you're not giving them helpful information that they can use on a daily basis, like that, the trust factor is never there. This is why people say to use live videos mostly, because live video is the quickest way that you can get to know your audience, especially on social media. So in the content categories, what we're going to do is basically brainstorm some ideas. And this is going to help you come up with your content here. So what do you like to do? Pretty simple. What do you believe? What are your hobbies? How do you want to impact others? It's a huge one for me because I just love to serve other people, if you can't tell. What do you like to eat? Are you on a special diet? Are you trying to eat healthier? What's important to you? Family, friendship, self-care. All those are suggestions for that. What are 5 brands that you love and why? Think about 5 brands that maybe you follow on Instagram and that you follow on social media. Why do you follow them? Do you like the way their content looks? Do you like their message that they put out into the world? What talent and skills do you have? This is going to help you come up with what you want to talk about. Let's see. Jocelyn says, I suck at doing lives. No better way for me to put it. We all have been there, honey. Let me tell you, my first live video was so bad. But I will have to say, short videos right now is what is killing it in social media. So don't get all worked up thinking you have to do a 1-hour cooking live demo or a get ready with me video, because people aren't going to watch it. I think it needs to be 5 minutes or less. And practice. Even if you can't go live, practice and record yourself and upload the video, because you're going to be practicing doing a live video with a camera, and it doesn't put so much pressure on you to not be live, you know. But I will say that people really, really respond to live videos. They get to know you very quickly and all of that. So if you have a VIP group for your customers, drop it in the comments below. Let us know what that is. I'm looking at my notes here so I don't forget anything. So this content category is going to help you come up with what you need to talk about. You also need to know your audience. Who do you want to talk about? Not talk about. Who do you want to talk to? Because your audience, you can't appeal to everybody. Once you start narrowing it down, that's kind of what they mean by niching, however you pronounce it. Once you start figuring out your ideal audience, and like, for instance, for me, for this group, it's probably going to be women who are 30 to 50 years old who own some sort of a small business. So that is who I pretty much have invited and have joined in this group. So obviously I'm not going to start talking about CrossFit workouts in here, because you're in here to learn tips and trainings on how it can help you and your small business grow. So don't talk about unrelated stuff. And I'm specifically saying this from a business standpoint. You know, on your personal profile, if you keep it separate, then roll with it. But you need to know, when you're looking at your audience, you need to know their age range. Are you focused on women only or men only, or do you care if it's both genders? What income bracket are they in? What are their interests? The common interest is going to really help you when it comes to the content categories worksheet. And excuse me, Facebook groups are so good because they have natural built-in analytics and insights. So you're going to be able to monitor your growth. You're going to be able to monitor, okay, well, I did this poll, or I did this post or a live video, and I got this many comments or whatnot. And it's a very tangible way to monitor what you're doing on social media to know if you're working or it's not working. So on top of that, so what can you do to talk about your business without selling your business? You're going to have to be a problem solver. I'm also in the makeup industry, so I give makeup tips and tricks. I give anti-aging skincare tricks, help with makeup routines. I can help color match or, anything like that. But I don't, even in my VIP group, I don't talk about makeup hardly at all. I mean, that sounds terrible, but I'm all about mindset and positive affirmations. I'm all about, like I said, empowering women, inspiring women. I love to talk about healthy living, so we do a lot of challenges like water challenges and step challenges, because all of that is part of me. It's part of my interest and what I like to talk about. And people have found something in common with me over all of these other things that have become continual customers of mine because of that. So I'll post this so that we can start doing our homework on it and stuff too. So what we're going to be doing on this next week in this group, obviously that worksheet, but we're going to work on either starting a VIP group or revamping a VIP group. We're going to change it up so that you actually start getting responses in there and that you start generating content that people want to actually interact with. So that's going to be one of the big things that we're going to be doing. We're going to find out what your brand pillars are. What do you want to talk about? Because your company, let's say if you are a 31 consultant, then obviously you're not going to post pictures of bags all the time because that would get really old. However, you could talk about organization and productivity hacks, tips for cleaning your house or keeping your house less messy, how to organize a pantry. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? Like, you can still utilize aspects from whatever your small business is, but we'll give it to people in a consumable way that they can actually utilize the tips, because they're not going to remember that Sandra, sells 31, but they saw a post or a video that you did the other day where I reorganized my pantry and they had a question about it. People relate to that. And when you can come together with that emotional relatability, that's where the bond starts. That's when your sales start to increase. So be a problem solver. That's as easy as I can say how to do it. So let me go back up here and see if I missed any questions. Obviously, if you are catching the replay, drop any questions below. I'm here to help and serve you. Okay, great. Jocelyn shared her group. Jen uses her personal profile and a business page. A business page is very good to have. I would be very careful doing anything business related on a personal page on Facebook right now, because in their terms of service, you're actually not supposed to do that. And I've heard that they are cracking down on it, so I don't want anybody to get in trouble with that. Should I focus on other pages, Jocelyn? Just like what I just said, I would post on a business page, but a group is where you're really going to start growing that relationship and cultivating it. That is where the magic's going to happen, in my opinion. I've had my same group. I've changed the name once for almost 6 years since I've really been doing this network marketing thing. And not to brag or anything like that, but yes, a majority of my customers come from there. It's not huge by any means. There's like 2,200 people in there or something like that. but when I check my analytics, like my growth is always trending upward. I always have extremely good engagement with people commenting. That even now it doesn't matter if people like something. If people aren't giving you a genuine comment, then Facebook doesn't even show it to other people. So that's why it's so frustrating. So we're going to come up with our brand pillars, figure out what we're going to talk to, how we can use what we talk to connect with our ideal audience, and then we're just going to grow relationships. So when you break it down like that, it's not so hard. Like, I don't want it to be rocket science, because more simple, the better. So I start a VIP group. How do I invite people? What I would do is start a group. Don't start it till I give you step-by-step instructions how to do that. Let me say it that way. You can do a post and advertise the group, or personally invite people. If you know people that you really want to be in there, if people personally invite me, then I'm usually going to join that. Obviously, you cannot copy and paste and send 100 people the same message, because you'll get in Facebook jail. But even if it's only a few people a day, like I would message and say, hey, Jen, don't know if you know, but I started this new Facebook group all about, self-care and beauty, and I think you would like to check it out. Could I send you an invite? That's all you got to say. It's super quick and easy. So, do I have any other questions? But I'm so glad. Like I said, it has been a dream of mine to launch this coaching group. And just to give you a little sneak peek of where my head is, I told you I'm also a blogger, and I am a top earner in my network marketing company that I have been with for almost 2 years now. I think I just had my 2-year anniversary, honestly. Don't even remember. But when it really started to click for me, because my uplines were telling me, make a dream list of people to contact and host Facebook parties and do all these things, and I was spinning my wheels and not making a return on that. So I'm one of those people, if it is not worth my time and I'm not making money from it, then why am I going to continue to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again? I knew there had to be a better way. I was determined to find a better way. So like I said, I invested in myself. I started a blog that I've always wanted to do. Now, you do not have to have a blog, but I will say it has been a really amazing tool for my small business. I've had people sign up. I've had people order from all over that otherwise I would have never even reached on social media. So I think that is a big downfall. People don't think outside of the Facebook basket. Facebook is fantastic. If I could only pick one thing from Facebook to keep, it would be the community group that I have, because the community group, like, there's nothing else like that. I could give up my personal page, my business page. I could even give up Facebook stories, but don't take my group away, because that is where I have fostered my connections and grown them over years and years and years. But, side note, I was giving you a sneak peek into my head. So we're going to talk about blogging. I'm going to teach you what you can do to start generating leads that come to you without you having to reach out to anybody, because there is a way that you can do it with a blog, with Pinterest. We're going to talk about TikTok and Instagram. We're going to talk about Google My Business listings, and more information on Facebook groups that's going to get you to see results, because if you're not seeing results, it's not worth your time and effort. And I am ready to grow. So if you are excited, if you're ready to grow, if you're ready to do something different outside of the box that you probably have never heard before, stick with me, because we're going to make big things happen. I'm so thankful that you're here. For everybody who joined the group from my invite, or if somebody else invited you in, if you invited in your team members, associates, anything like that, I really, really appreciate it. It is a labor of love for sure, but I think you were all amazing. I appreciate you so much for being here. Be sure to comment, ask questions. Just let me know how I can help serve you. And I'm fixing to go in here and cook dinner for my family. So I will talk to y'all later. Thank you. Good night.